here can put it to good use. Whereas I can't really. Right, now, with our daily offerings out of the way, let's go and see Caius. What time is it? I cannot wait while in the air. Oh, I see. 6:32 PM. Guess it was a fairly lengthy trip on the Silk Strider after all. A lot of people carrying lanterns, interestingly. Is it that dark, really? Well, then again, I have the brightness on this turned up to stupidly high levels for the benefit of YouTube, which means the whole game for me at the minute is just like washed out brightness at the minute. So for all I know, it could actually be quite dark in game, but because I've got the brightness on so stupidly high, I don't notice it. I'm fine, actually, Caius. Thanks for asking. Are you here to discuss your orders, or there's something else you want? No, I'm here to discuss, just news. Well, actually, we'll get to that in a minute. Orders. Thanks for your report, but keep Zanzibani's notes on the Ashland, as you'll need them. I'm promoting you, and I'm sending you to the Urshalaku camp to speak with Sul Matul and Nibani Mesa. But before you go, I think it may be time to tell you what's going on. The big reveal, folks. The Emperor and his advisors think you have the appearance of meeting the conditions of the Nerevarine prophecies. That's why you were pulled out of prison on His Majesty's authority and sent to me, so you could satisfy the conditions of the Nerevarine prophecies and become the Nerevarine. Here. This is a decoded copy of the coded package you gave me when you arrived. Read it later. It should explain everything. As you'll see in the decoded message, the Emperor and his councillors say you have the appearance, air quotes, of satisfying the prophecies. Do you really satisfy the prophecy? Are you really the prophesied Nerevarine? At first I thought we were just supposed to create a persuasive imposter, but now I don't know what to think. But I am sure of one thing. This is not just primitive superstition, and we will treat it seriously, just as His Majesty commands. So, Zanzibani says Sul Matul and Nibani Mesa at Urshalaku camp are the heads of the Nerevarine cult, so I'm sending you to speak with them. As heads of the Nerevarine cult, they can best judge whether you satisfy the prophecies. When you've spoken with them, report back to me. Here's 200 drakes for expenses, and pick up essential supplies at Fort Moonmoth. Oh boy! I don't know what Thedas isn't entirely sure what the hell to make of this, because, well, he's a little bit dumbfounded. In fact, he doesn't quite believe it, and he's going to sit down. Well, maybe not sit down, since there's no freaking chairs, except for the bench. Sit down next to Caius, and read this goddamn note from the Emperor, and see it for himself, because this seems absurd. This is ridiculous. Spymaster Caius Crusadis, Knight-Errant of the Imperial Order of Blades, Director of Imperial Intelligence in Vardenfell District, Eastern Provinces. I have the honour to acquaint you with His Majesty's wishes concerning... percentage PC name. LOL. You're supposed to put another percentage thing after that, and the mod makers have cocked out. But anyway, it would normally say Thedas or whatever, so... Majesty's wishes concerning Thedas. See what I mean about trying to stay in character in spite of all this ridiculousness? Anyway, an individual of no rank or consequence. Thedas has been released from prison by His Majesty's authority and sent to you with this missive. Thedas is to be entered as a novice in the Imperial Order of the Blades, and is to serve under your absolute authority as you shall see fit, except insofar as His Majesty's particular wishes are concerned. His Majesty's particular wishes are as follows. A local superstition holds that an orphan and an outcast, a youth born on a certain day to uncertain parents, shall unite all the tribes of the Dunmer, drive out the invaders of Morrowind, and shall re-establish the ancient laws and customs of the Dark Elven nations. This orphan and outcast is called in legend the Nerevarine, and is supposed to be a reincarnation of the long-dead Dunmer General and First Councillor Lord Indoril Nerevar. Thedas has the appearance of meeting the conditions of this local superstition. Therefore, it is His Majesty's desire that Thedas shall, insofar as is possible, satisfy the conditions of this ancient prophecy, and shall become the Nerevarine. Though this prophecy is indeed only an ancient local superstition, His Majesty is taking counsel on this matter with his most expert informants and confidants, and His Majesty is persuaded that the prophecy is genuine and significant, either in its entirety or in its several parts, and he earnestly demands you treat this matter with the utmost seriousness. Certain aspects of this ancient superstition are described at the end of this document, and further materials will be forthcoming by courier at the earliest occasion. It will of course be necessary that you acquaint yourself better with the details of this ancient superstition from your local sources. Since this matter intimately concerns Thedas, it is expected that you will employ him to gather information on this subject. His Majesty has taken a great personal interest in the legends and prophecies of the Nerevarine, and eagerly awaits your reports. I have the honour to be, sir, your most humble and obedient servant, Glabrio Belenius, personal secretary to the Emperor. And there we go. Thedas is still a little bit dumbfounded. I mean, in truth, yes, he is an outcast, because he ran away from Daggerfall and threw away his life amongst the nobility to become a thief, essentially. And in truth, there was always some speculation about his parentage. Although he did know his quote-unquote parents, he was never really sure whether or not they were his real parents, in the sense that, you know, he could have been adopted, or because he didn't share a lot of the traits with them. It's one of the reasons why he never got on with them, why he chose to run away in the first place. So that's cast some serious doubt into his mind. But, and that and these dreams he's been having as well, which I think you might just ask Caius about. Like, he's been having these dreams, and you're worrying me. You're not going loopy on me, are you? A word of advice. In Morrowind, if you have disturbing dreams, the temple says you are crazy, and they want to lock you up. As Thedas is well aware. And if you have disturbing dreams and you think they mean something, then the temple thinks you're a prophet or a witch, and they want to lock you up. So take my advice and keep a lid on it. So what's this about Fort Moonmoth, anyway? This supplies. Moonmoth Fort is the Imperial Legion garrison southeast of Balmora, just outside of town. Radhard Hart's the knight in charge. Between the Imperial Legions and the Imperial cult staff, they have about a dozen service providers out there. Service providers? That sounds bizarre. Makes it sound like ISPs or something. What do you think about the Nerevarine prophecies then, Caius? The package you gave me described the prophecy's conditions, and you seem to match them, an orphan and an outcast. A youth born on a certain day to uncertain parents, standard vague prophecy stuff. I can see how it would be nice to have a Nerevarine in our pocket, just in case. But the Emperor and his advisors seem to think that this prophecy is genuine, whatever a genuine prophecy is. And we're going to take it seriously, aren't we? So yeah. Well, you know what? Thedas is going to storm straight out. Since, well, I don't think, as a kind of an advocate of the temple, he would be so instantly accepting of this sort of garbage. You know, and in truth, he probably believes the same as Caius, that they wanted an imperial puppet in the form of the Nerevarine, and quite frankly, he's not so keen on that prospect, actually. But the whole thing, the whole affair, troubles him nonetheless. Especially with those weird dreams he was having. I mean, it could just be coincidence, but then again, you know. The court wizard back in Daggerfall always told him that dreams actually meant something, after all.